Hey guys, last video was the homemade honey spinner. I know some of you had some questions about that pilot bearing in the bottom. I just eBayed that for a food grade pilot bearing, found it across the eBay. I did have to make one adjustment to that. I mentioned it in the notes. The wooden framework on the top to hold the spars and the wooden one on the bottom, the top one broke the first time I used it due to the centrifugal force of a full frame of honey inside the spinner. I took the wooden frame to a welding shop and just had them use 1/4" steel. Copied the exact same layout, but we made it with steel. Drilled a hole through the center, spun it down on the all-thread rod. It's been working fine now. This is 2 seasons, 3 different honey harvests with it. It's been working great. So for anybody referring to those questions, that's the solution for that. The bottom wood still works just fine. Hot dipped it in paraffin wax. It's been going great. So today I'm going to do my first cutout. Got a neighbor down the road here. He's got some bees inside a wall cavity, and he's a handyman himself. So he's going to strip the siding off, and we're going to go in and cut the wall cavity out, pull and extract the bees out, save them up, box them up in a hive. The fellow firefighter I work with is wanting to get in with bees, so he's going to take the bees, and that's going to be his starter hive to get him going. In doing so, I thought a bee vacuum could be awful handy today. Started scrounging around the house here, come up with a quick design. Already have a shop vac and hose, 5-gallon bucket, had that laying around. I did have to go to the hardware store this morning and get a few things here. Already practicing on it, excuse the mess there. I had to buy a lid, just snaps on the 5-gallon bucket. My hose is 2-inch diameter hose. Some shop vacs have, I think it's 1 1/4 inches, 1.5 inches. If you have a smaller diameter hose, take it to the hardware store with you, match it up. It'll be just fine. And it's just simply PVC couplings, piece of 2-inch PVC. Bought a short 2-foot stick while I was there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 couplings and 1 cap. All, again, 2-inch for me today. Simply took a drill, drilled 3 holes in the lid, set the PVC down, marked it, took a box knife, trimmed it out so the PVC would just slide in perfect. Then took a 1/4 inch drill bit, perforated this. It's about the depth of the bucket. Just really Swiss cheese that up pretty good. Idea is to spread the vacuum out over a larger area so bees don't get collected and clog it up over a small area. That's really all it is. And then the other hole is going to go to the vacuum tube that we will be sucking the bees up with today. So you need 2 hoses for the vacuum. And the third hole, I've just taken some self-tapping screws and some washers and put a piece of 1/4 inch hardware cloth, wire mesh. And that's going to be a vent, so it's not pulling too much vacuum on the bees to hurt the bees. The idea is to get enough vacuum to get them through the hose into the bucket without doing a lot of damage to the bees. And by having this opening with a gloved hand, of course, if I can put my hand over that hole and adjust the vacuum if I need more vacuum pressure. I haven't tried this out yet, so I may need to drill another hole or 2 to adjust that vacuum. We're going to give it a try here in just a minute. I've got everything assembled together. I didn't glue any of my joints. They're all just press fit as tight as I could get them. I don't really see any reason to go to town and glue everything today. So you can see that just snaps down. Now the hose, even though it's 2-inch diameter hose, the connection is a little bit smaller than the 2-inch coupling. The 2-inch coupling actually measures the OD of the pipe, outer diameter of the PVC pipe. It's 2 3/8 inch. So I've got a little bit of a gap play here. So to make that seal, I was in the tape section and picked up a package of, it looks like putty strips. These strips are what people use to put picture frames and stuff on the interior of their house for the drywall that they can peel back off. So I just took a strip, ripped it in half. Each piece I've kneaded up into a little string here, and we're just going to wrap the tip of this pipe. I've already done it on that one. And that's going to give us Hopefully it worked over there. A nice little putty seal that's easily removable, so I can take this thing apart and store it. There's 5 strips in that pack. 1 strip did one time, so there's going to be 5 uses for this vacuum right there. I think it was putty strips were maybe $2 for the pack. All together today, I already had the bucket, so I had to buy the lid. I already had some hardware cloth from another project I had laying around here. And the vacuum hose was $12. A couple $5, $6 and some PVC connections. So I've got less than $20 in this today. So that should be good, nice and tight. Alright, we're assembled. We have a vacuum source, shop vac, and our vacuum supply line, which goes into the perforated pipe. And this is just a straight opening 2-inch pipe smashed between 2 couplings, a short piece of pipe, 2 couplings. We smash it in the top of that lid, and this is going to be our vacuum hose here. Now I've got a lot of plastic pieces from when I Swiss cheesed that hole, so that's probably about like what a bee is actually. I got some I've rubbed down into the carpet here, some loose, so let's give it a try. I think that's going to be a good representation of actually sucking up the bees here. So excuse the noise for a minute, let's see how this works. Working like a charm. 2 pieces that are kind of stuck. All I have to do is cover this hole with my hand. I easily increase my suction power. Alright, I know that was loud. I hope you could hear. The suction was perfect. If we got a stubborn spot or a real thick spot, we want to increase our suction power, I just simply covered the hole with my hand. It greatly increased the amount of suction. I just want to be careful not to have the too much suction to damage the bees. One other thing is the bottom of the bucket here. I had some old burlap. You could probably use paper towels, regular old shop towels, towels from the house. When I get out and started today and actually do this, I'm going to throw this down in the bottom. So as the bees come in here, they're not smacking the bottom. That gives them a little cushion to land in. Just try to help protect from doing any damage to those bees. So, well, that's it. Bee vacuum, less than $20. Most of the stuff was already around my house. Should be pretty handy for today. And if I ever have a swarm of bees around my house that get into a place I don't want them, I've already got an easy way to go evacuate them and suck them out before they really get settled in a more permanent spot. So, again, you have any questions, give me a shout. Have a good day.